Amen. Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you, band. We do just want to, at the end of this morning, just say something about some changes that are being proposed around trustees and leadership. And we need to do it today because Joy's not around for the next couple of weeks. And we want to start with a little bit of consultation around it. Josh, I think you ought, Joy, would you come and just join us up here? Josh, I think you will find a slide there, if you could put that up, which just says about the makeup of the trustees and the leadership group here in CCE. That's the one, thank you. And there are two groups in our constitution that are responsible for the kind of leadership and care and governance of CCE. There's the leadership team, which has got Andrew and Kirsty Hook, Naomi Entwistle, Ashley Dunn, and myself. And then there's the trustee group up there, which has got Joy as chair, Dan Friedman, Alison Walker, Ian Knox, A Gap for Safeguarding, Ashley Dunn, and myself are the overlap between the two groups. And Joy, you've got a bit of news first off about the trustees.
That's right. I'm very pleased to be able to announce that we're filling the gap. Well, just feels a bit awkward, but I'm going to stand here, so I'm on screen. Sorry, Amy. We're filling the gap around safeguarding. Tom Cummings. There you are, Maggie. Tom, has very kindly agreed to step into that safeguarding role. I think Tom's in the foyer just now. Oh, there you are. You've got a different top on than earlier. Hey, Tom, it's wonderful that you've agreed to join us. Tom is a social worker and is bringing his professional expertise and just a very level head and a massive heart for our community. So we're really pleased that Tom's agreed to join the trustee team. Dependent on the consultation with you, the community. So I'd love to hear some feedback on Tom's proposed appointment. You can drop me an email at heenandjoy@gmail.com. That would be wonderful to hear. Yes, amen, questions, comments about any of this. It's a really important part of our constitution, and the way that we want to operate is that the trustee team is a representative of the community. So that's the first gap that's being filled. The next piece of the jigsaw is that I'm going to step down as chair of trustees, but not until the autumn. At that point, I think I will have been chair for almost 5 years, and it feels like it's time to hand over the reins of that. I will remain, continue to give advice around HR. Rupert will talk to that in a little bit more in a minute. Before I step down, though, I wanted to make sure that I had someone to pass on to, and I'm very grateful that Ashley Dunn has agreed to, again, dependent on the congregational kind of feedback and consultation, but she's agreed to step into that role should everyone agree to that. And Ashley just brings a wealth of experience from her professional life and her personal life, her church life. She's worked in different sectors she's worked with the NHS, in business. She's been a trustee of a couple of charities, the Nazareth Trust and the church she was part of in Wales as well. And she's already been a valuable contributor to the trustee team in her 3 years, is it? Something around that. She's been a spiritual leader and trustee. And so we're really excited that she's going to come and bring her expertise to lead us. So again, it would be wonderful to hear feedback from the congregation, from the community, on Ashley's proposed appointment. The reason we want to do the consultation now is that we've got an AGM at the start of June, so it'd be lovely to hear any comments before the 8th of June. We're going to have 3 or 4 months for holidays, family commitments, handover, all of that kind of stuff, ready for the changes to kind of be actioned in in early October, when is kind of our next kind of trustee meeting time. So I think that's all I need to say, Rupert. Is that right?
Excellent. So stay here, please, Joy. The relationship between the leadership team and the trustees is actually a really important relationship. The trustees do the kind of governance side, the leadership team bring the direction for the church, and that relationship is really important, and the chair is a really kind of key role. And I want to say a personal thank you to Joy for her role as chair. The last 3 or 4 years have actually been a really challenging 3 or 4 years in lots of respects. Actually having a really supportive trustee group, but chair of trustees, and we've gone for numerous walks over the last sort of 2 or 3 years of help, what do we do here? Joy's just been an amazing chair. So it feels like a good time to say goodbye to her as chair. We're really grateful to Ashley that she's going to take it on, but I'm immensely grateful. So I wonder if we could just say thanks to Joy. And our constitution says it is the decision of the trustees to appoint any new trustees. So it is at a resolution of the trustee group. But we really, it also says, our constitution, that we want your feedback. So we would really appreciate your feedback about Tom and Joy Ashley becoming the new chair. That would be really helpful. What we don't want is a chair of trustees who's also part of the leadership group, so that there is some separation of those two groups, some overlap in personnel, but not the chair being a spiritual leader. So Ashley said yes, that she would be willing to do the chair, providing there's an amen from the community, but it would mean her relinquishing that role on the leadership team. And I said, Ashley, we'll miss you. We so value you on the leadership team. That was a sense that came from all of us of an appreciation of Ashley's contribution to the leadership team. And so it got us thinking about strengthening, looking to the next generation of leaders, and that's part of our ongoing process. And so as a leadership team, we've invited Joy to come and be part of the leadership team. So it's a bit of a change of role for Joy. I think over the last few years, it's become obvious that Joy is carrying more than just the kind of governance of the church, seeing her lead up here, her heart for mission, and the way that she's getting involved in the life of the church. It feels like Joy's time now is to move from the governance side into the kind of leadership of the church. And so we've asked Joy whether she would be willing to be on the leadership team. She said yes. And again, we would like to consult around that. Does that get an amen from you, the congregation? I think this is one step of some other steps that we will take of raising up and incorporating the next generation of leaders. We so value those that have led in the past, but now it feels the time is to move to the next generation of people that will bear responsibility. And Joy, it would be a delight to have you part of the leadership team. Please send an email to me with an amen or any questions or concerns you've got about that. We will put some information in the newsletter and some deadlines around that consultation, so please do that. Thank you so much for your patience. We've gone over time.